All right, so here at the last portion of my roof design, with the exception of making everything real sharp and sexy with corner boards and bird boxes and all these things, um, we got to look back here, and I've gotten the main part done, right? I have a gable shooting across the main body of the house, and I have this gable projecting out over the front of the house, which right now happens to just be rotated on its side. But there's these two areas, these two question mark areas, and these are areas that are covered porches, and they are going to have a shed roof on top of them. Um, People a lot of times tend to get confused when I say a shed roof, um, because they think it's a gambrel or something like you'd see on the back of a garden or tool shed or something else. Um, but, and my internet's going fairly slow here, but if we look at an image, let's see if that will come up. It's pretty boring watching this happen. It's not happening. All right, I'm giving up. Um, a shed roof is just pitching in a singular direction. Okay, so in this case, this would be the high point up here, and down at this end would be the low point, and this column supports the overhang. Okay, I could have made this just a portion of the gable from here to here, but I wanted it to be a little bit more interesting. So I came in here. I went back to my. I can usually kind of ballpark and say that a 312 pitch roof is somewhere about like that, and I was a little bit steep, but not bad. I can kind of visualize it. So what I did was I drew a roof pitch at a 312, and then I drew one at a 412. And 312 was what I was thinking it needed originally. So this was the 312 version, and this was the 412 version. And I'll tell you why I'm going to go with the 312, because there is not a lot of space. There's less than a foot up here at this intersection, and this would become like a double valley, and that's, you're trying to really, if you think about roofing, if you've ever been on a roof and you've seen a shingle, you're trying to bend shingles in a real odd kind of way. In a small space, which doesn't make a good situation for a roof. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that. Okay. And just like in the rest of the drawing, I would see a. I'm not going to see this. I'm going to see a fascia board here. In other words, so I'm going to go offset, and I'll do my 8-inch offset here, and I can go ahead then and trim this. But I haven't gotten to the fascia board offsetting and all of that stuff yet, right? So we'll wait on the next video till that. So this one is really just about getting that location, okay? So I don't need my 412 version anymore. I'll take my 312 version, and I'm just going to mirror it. And I don't need the source object anymore. I'll keep it. And then I'm just going to grab it from the endpoint, and I'm going to come down on this opposite side, because both corners of the front, there are two covered porches on this house. So that puts me right there. And oops, looks like I misaligned something. How did I do that? Move this right here. There we go. And I'll have to do another little trim. And I got it. Okay. If I look up here now, I have another. Now this becomes super easy actually. This end of this shed roof on both sides of this gable sticking out right here. It's ending at the same place, which means it's dying, or it's finishing up here. So it's starting at the same place, and so that means, and since this is a constant pitch on both sides of the home, it's dying at the same place as well. So all I need to do now is shoot a line from that intersection straight up in the air across the house. And now this shows me, get rid of this right here, and I'll get rid of any extras right here. And this right here is going to show me, so get rid of it inside of the gable and inside of the gable. And then we'll go ahead and do a match properties. And when that lights up, You should be able to see that now outlines the roof. Okay. Um, so this soffit and overhang and all of this stuff, this will blend. This is one continuous pitch now down to here, which means that this portion is going to be this valley will still die down into here, but this is one continuous slope that's going from this point down to this point. Okay. And I'm trying to see if I take that away, does it look more sensible? It does not. So we're going to leave that alone. Um, but I do have a roof plan that's completed over here. So one thing I can do now is, because I want this and this to be shown on that roof plan. So if I just copy these from some location, like maybe the outside of that column, and bring them over here, put them on the outside of that column, you now have your shed roof plan going on. So that shows the whole thing all said and done. And the next thing to come back and do is do our fascia boards and all of those things to make this really start to pop now. So we'll come back, we'll turn all of these straight lines, which are unrealistic, into fascia boards and bird boxes and things like that. Okay.